welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And today and later today and then tomorrow and also tomorrow, we're going to the doctor. We're going to be following along with 4 different trips to the doctor with 4 people with 4 different problems, and hopefully none of them will die. But you won't know unless you read our dialogues. It's exciting, isn't it?
Yes, going to the doctor is always fun, right?
No, well, not. It can be scary. It can be very. It can be a big relief.
True, that's true.
If you get sick on a Friday night, by the time you see that doctor on Monday morning, you're just like, oh, please. When was the last time you went to the doctor? If you can tell us about it.
Yes.
If it doesn't have to be, private.
Yes, now this one was kind of a funny story. The last time I went to the doctor was I went to x-ray my nose because my daughter, she was bending down and I was bending down to help her do something, and then she jumped and her head smashed into my nose and my nose puffed up and my eyes got big black eyes. And I was like, maybe I should double check that I didn't break my nose. And so
you said it was funny, but I still feel bad about laughing. I'm glad you're
funny,
okay.
It's funny now.
Yes.
Now it's okay for everybody to laugh. At the time, it hurt real bad, but now it's okay. And I went there. They x-rayed my nose. It was fine, but a lot of the soft bone got really messed up.
Did you get some black eyes?
Oh yeah,
Sometimes
I
when
had
you hit your nose.
big black eyes and my nose was
gosh.
puffy for quite a while.
Oh my God. Well, your nose looks lovely now. So whatever the doctor did, it worked, and we're glad you are healthy. And having a banged up nose, it probably isn't the worst thing that can get you to the doctor's office, especially maybe compared to the first one we have in our first dialogue. Someone's got tummy trouble. So let's go and do that. I gotta see a doctor. Theo enters Dr. Hetherington's office.
So, what seems to be the problem?
I've been getting this intense acidic feeling in my stomach. At first it was like once a week, but now it's every day.
I see. And when in the day do you usually get this feeling?
Generally in the afternoon.
Okay. And what's a typical lunch for you?
Recently, I've been having sandwiches, potato chips, those kind of things.
Well, that could be your problem right there. Cut down on the bread and fried foods and you should start feeling better. I'll also give you some antacid tablets.
Okay, we are getting into a dialogue today, and like we had just said, it is about going to the doctor. Yes, and in our first dialogue, unfortunately, our patient has something wrong with their stomach. So it says, diagnosing stomach issues. That is the topic of our first dialogue. And we have 2 characters. We have Theo and we have Dr. Hetherington. And so it says, Theo enters Dr. Hetherington's office.
All right. So Dr. Hetherington begins our dialogue by, well, probably saying welcome or have a seat or something. But Dr. Hetherington gets down to business and he asks Theo, so what seems to be the problem? Because he's a doctor, he's not a fortune teller. He can't read your mind. You've got to tell them what's wrong. What's wrong, Theo?
Well, Theo says, I've been getting this intense acidic feeling in my stomach. At first, it was like once a week, but now it's every day. Ooh, that's not fun at all. And so you've got this kind of acidic, kind of sour feeling in his stomach, and it's very intense. Intense is an adjective, and it just says that, it just means that this thing is very strong. It's a very large degree of whatever it is that we might be talking about. An intense pain is much worse than just pain. An intense storm is much worse than just a storm. And so we have here, I'm not going outside today due to the intense heat. So it's not just hot, it's so hot that it actually might be dangerous to be outside. You could get sick because the heat is so intense, so strong, so great, so overpowering. Don't go outside.
Absolutely. It's Taiwan, it's July, and it's 38 degrees outside or something, very intense heat. So this is an intense, painful feeling of sort of acid, kind of like a burning feeling in your stomach or, where the food goes down. And it's pretty common, but the doctor says, I see. That's kind of like, I understand. And when in the day do you usually get this feeling? That's a good question because, of course, as you go through your day, you're sleeping, you wake up, you eat, you do different things, you eat and drink different things. It's about your stomach, so that could be part of it. So when does this happen to you, on average, normally when you feel this thing?
Yes, and so Theo says, generally in the afternoon.
Okay, says the doctor. So afternoon, after lunch, something like that. And what's a typical lunch for you? So what's a normal lunch? Right? If we think it's something you eat, well, what do you eat? What kind of things could be in your stomach making this problem?
Well, Theo says, recently I've been having sandwiches, potato chips, those kind of things.
Sandwiches, potato chips, those are killers. Well, no, they're not killers, but they could definitely have something to do with it. And the doctor knows all about this. The doctor says, well, that could be your problem right there. After asking a few questions, I have a pretty good guess, especially now I know what you eat. Cut down on the bread and fried foods and you should start feeling better. That means don't eat so much bread, don't eat so many fried foods, potato chips, French fries, that kind of thing. Things cooked in oil. That should start you should start feeling better. You should not notice this problem so much. When we say cut down, it doesn't mean eat little bits of sandwich, not big bits, It means less bread, fewer fried foods. And the doctor says, I'll also give you some antacid tablets or anti-acid tablets. These are tablets that will fight against the acid so you don't have that acid burning, fiery feeling in your stomach. And when we talk about a tablet, we're talking about a small amount of medicine in something that you will put in your mouth and either chew up or swallow. Most tablets, we could say pill as well. And in fact, in Britain, they talk about tablets being a little thing of medicine, whereas in America, Canada, North America, we might say a pill. But in either case, it's a small amount of medicine. Sometimes with these antacid ones, you do chew them up and swallow them. Other times you just put it in your mouth, drink some water and swallow it. But it's a little bit of medicine that will go in your stomach and then enter your body and hopefully make you feel better. For example, if you take one of these tablets 3 times a day, you'll start to feel better. So take the medicine and you will feel better. So there you go.
Good.
We're going to take a break and then we'll be back because someone else is sick.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这一次的绘画主题是看医生。第一段对话的小标题是 Diagnosing Stomach Issues， 诊断胃部问题。那这边用到一个动词 diagnose。Diagnose 它就表示诊断，像是诊断病症。好，那么对话里面的 Theo 他告诉医生，他一直有一种强烈的胃酸感。起初是每周1次，但是现在每天都有，通常是在下午会有这种感觉。那医生就问他平常午餐都吃什么。Theo 说他最近一直都是吃三明治洋芋片那一类的东西。那医生说他的问题可能就出在这里，少吃面包和油炸食物，应该就会开始感觉好一点。那医生也会开一些制酸药片给他。好，文中的 antacid tablet 就是指制酸药片，那其中的 tablet 表示药片。再看到单字 intense。 intense 它可以形容强烈的、极度的。那么 Sam 老师他提到 overpowering 这个字，它可以形容强烈的、压倒性的，或是令人无法忍受的。好，接回课文中。
Fiona is breathing in and out while Dr. Hetherington listens through a stethoscope.
Have you been coughing up mucus?
Yes, a little. Sometimes I get pain in my chest, too.
Okay. You seem to be running a temperature. I think you've got a chest infection, so I'm going to prescribe you some antibiotics.
How long should I take them for?
A week. Remember, don't stop taking them, even if you start feeling better, as the infection will only come back worse.
Oh boy, I'm healthy. All right, part 2, we are back with our dialogue. We're back with Dr. Hetherington, and let's see who's going to be joining him today. It says we are treating a cough. All right, so you get a cough, you have a sore throat, you have a cold, you feel like there's something in your chest, in your lungs where you breathe, and you want to get it out. Let's find out who is sick here. Fiona is breathing in and out while Dr. Hetherington listens through a stethoscope. He's listening to her chest with his special stethoscope. That's that kind of weird headphones that doctors wear with a little tube. And it's got a very sensitive thing at the end. They hold it on your chest. They can hear inside your lungs. They can listen to your heart. It's very useful. In this case, he's listening to her lungs because she is cooging.
Yes.
That's a weird word.
It's a very odd spelling for the word cough.
Yeah, like coffee.
Yes. Yeah. It doesn't quite make sense if you just look at it, but this word is cough. And if you have a cough, then that means that you are trying to get something out of your lungs, or your throat is hurting, or something is stuck and you just that is a cough.
Yes.
It can also be a verb. You are coughing, to cough, things like that. But here it's used as a noun, and it says her cough kept her awake all night. So because she was coughing, because she had a cough, she could not sleep very well.
Okay, and of course when you cough, you might want to wear a mask if that's available. Cough into your hand or a tissue paper. They also say cough into your sleeve.
Yeah, so the vampire cough.
Because if you cough in your hand and then you shake some, that's no good, because you might have something on your hand. What is that stuff? Let's find out. Dr. Hetherington, he's listening to Fiona cough. He says, because he's smart, and that's what smart people say when they think. Have you been coughing up mucus? He asks her. There's another fun medical term for us. Mucus. It's that kind of sticky stuff in your lungs, and when you cough, it's kind of yellow when you're sick, right?
Yellow,
it should be
green,
sort of more of a clear color, but it might be yellow or green if you're sick. It's not from your nose, it's from inside your throat and your lungs. That is mucus.
Yes, and she says, yes, a little. Sometimes I get pain in my chest too. Wow. So the cough is hurting a little bit and there's some kind of yucks coming out. It's not really so fun. And so we see that Dr. Hetherington now puts away the stethoscope, then places an ear thermometer in Fiona's ear. So he already checked and was listening to her lungs. But now he's like, let's make sure that you don't have a fever by putting a temperature in her ear to check.
Thermometer to check her temperature. He probably heard something rattling in her chest. Not a nice clear sound, kind of a choked sound or a liquid sound. That's the mucus. So that's a good sign. What about the temperature? Okay, he says you seem to be running a temperature, or you have a temperature. Your temperature is high. It's above sort of normal. I think you've got a chest infection. So that's her chest. Those are her lungs. That's where you breathe. If you get something in there like a bacteria, it can make you sick. You have a chest infection. So he says, I'm going to prescribe you some antibiotics, or antibiotics, as some people would say, medicine, in other words. Antibiotics are very good at fighting infections. As I mentioned, an infection is usually when a bacteria, some people might say a virus too, but a bacteria, it gets in your body and it makes you sick. A cold is a type of infection. If you get some dirt in your body through a cut, you might get an infection that way. And of course, many sicknesses that we can get, like flus and colds, those might result in infections of different types. For example, I hope my ear infection goes away soon. Kids often get this, right? You go swimming or something, you get some water in your ear, the water's a little dirty, it causes your ear to feel sick, to turn red, to have pain, and then you'll probably take some medicine like an antibiotic.
Yes, and so now Fiona is getting the medicine and she's saying, how long should I take them for? Again, she's got this antibiotic, but how long do you need to take it for? Because antibiotics you have to be careful about and take them the whole time.
You do. Very good point. A week, he says. So 7 days, maybe 2 or 3 pills a day. That's 14, 21 pills or something like that. Remember, don't stop taking them even if you start feeling better, as the infection will only come back worse. This is such an important point. Always take all the antibiotics. You might feel okay, but the sickness, the bacteria, might still be in your body. If you don't kill it totally, that bacteria can learn from the antibiotics and then it will come back stronger next time. That's why we all have to finish the antibiotics, even if you feel fine. Take every one as long as your doctor tells you to. Don't quit early.
Yes.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We will have more good visits from Dr. Hetherington tomorrow, so we hope you can stay in good health until then and come back and join us. Bye.
第二段对话的小标题是 Treating a cough， 治疗咳嗽。cough 这个字呢，它可以当名词或动词来表达咳嗽。那我们看到 Fiona 她在深呼吸，医生就用听诊器帮她听诊。医生问她有没有咳痰。Fiona 说有，她有时候胸部也会感到疼痛。好，文中用到 mucus 是指黏液，那 cough up mucus 在这边就是表达咳出痰的意思。Mike 老师刚刚猜测说，医生可能有听到 Fiona 的肺部有杂音，老师这时候用到 rattling 来描述声音 ，rattling，rattling 可以表达嘎嘎作响的那种意思。好，那么接着医生他收起了听诊器，拿起耳温枪帮 Fiona 量体温，发现她正在发烧。医生认为她的胸腔有感染，所以会开一些抗生素。那抗生素要服用1周。他提醒 Fiona， 即使开始觉得好一点，也不能停药，否则感染只会变得更糟更严重。好，单字 infection 它可以表达是像细菌病毒等等所造成的感染。Prescribe 这个动词则表示为什么开药、开处方。Antibiotic 或是念作 antibiotic， 它是指抗生素。好，那这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，这边我们来整理 put away something 的不同意思。第一个呢，它可以表达把某事物收拾、储藏起来，像 put away your toys, it's time for lunch。把玩具收好，午餐时间到咯。第二个意思呢，它可以表达吃，尤其是指吃大量的食物，猛吃。例如 Bob can put away a whole pizza by himself. Bob 可以自己一个人嗑掉一整个披萨。好，那么以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Theo enters Dr. Hetherington's office.
So, what seems to be the problem?
I've been getting this intense acidic feeling in my stomach. At first it was like once a week, but now it's every day.
I see. And when in the day do you usually get this feeling?
Generally in the afternoon.
Okay. And what's a typical lunch for you?
Recently, I've been having sandwiches, potato chips, those kind of things.
Well, that could be your problem right there. Cut down on the bread and fried foods and you should start feeling better. I'll also give you some antacid tablets.
Fiona is breathing in and out while Dr. Hetherington listens through a stethoscope.
Have you been coughing up mucus?
Yes, a little. Sometimes I get pain in my chest, too.
Okay. You seem to be running a temperature. I think you've got a chest infection, so I'm going to prescribe you some antibiotics.
How long should I take them for?
A week. Remember, don't stop taking them, even if you start feeling better, as the infection will only come back worse.
Hey, it's Kiwi on the street.
I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie, and I also have to get going because I am just busy as a bee. I have a lot of homework.
Oh, looks like we have to work on some phrases. Let's go.
Okay, let's work on some phrases. So please choose the correct one.
Okay, 没有迟疑，毫无差错。
Not miss a beat.
Not miss a beat.
Not miss a beat.
I guess it's not miss a beat.
Not miss a beat.
Not miss a beat.
Okay, why do you think it's not miss a beat?
Just guess.
Just guess?
I don't know.
Okay.
I had no idea.
Well, you're a good
Ding, ding,
guesser.
ding.
Not miss a beat. Okay. And 千方百计，想尽办法. Which one do you think it is?
Turn every grass.
We can imagine a stone may be behind something inside it, so we just take it to see the other side.
Oh, okay.
So I guess this one.
Turn every stone.
Oh.
Turn every grass.
Turn every stone.
Turn every grass.
Turn every grass. Are you sure you want to change the answer or you keep it?
Change it to
Oh, you want to change
every
it?
stone.
Turn every stone.
Turn every stone.
Why do you want to change it?
Curious.
Curious.
I don't know if it's right or
I mean,
not.
it's 50% chance,
Yeah.
right? Well, it turns out it's a good thing you changed it because it's correct. Turn every stone. What did we learn today?
We heard some new phrases today. Let's check them out. The first one is not miss a beat. This phrase means to always know what is happening and to be able to take advantage of every situation. It also suggests that someone is able to do something without making any mistakes. Our next phrase is turn every stone. This phrase means to use as much effort as possible and to use every possible source or resource. This means that to do anything and do everything you can to complete something. Now, this is interesting. This phrase references an ancient Greek legend about people trying to find treasure that was hidden by a general. During that time, when the general was hiding the treasure, his army was being defeated in battle. treasure hunters consulted the famous Oracle of Delphi, who told them to look under every stone. So this phrase can be used in the context of finding things or solving a problem. And that's all for today. Kiwi later!